I'm Karen Atkinson of Mindfulness UK. So I have a background in nursing. I did a nursing degree in London in the 1980s, and from a really early age I found the relationship between the mind and the body to be really, really important. I set up Mindfulness UK for a whole variety of reasons, but the main reason is because mindfulness and compassion completely transformed my life, and I feel such a drive to be able to help other people to even just sense into the experience of mindfulness and the difference that compassion, self-compassion and compassion for others really makes to enhance and enrich people's lives. For me, the teacher training really helps to ensure that ripple effect happens. So I'm now using all of my experience to be able to introduce it to other people who want to deliver it to others in a number of different ways. I feel so grateful to be surrounded by a fabulous team of people. One of them is called Angie, and she's the head of teacher training, and she coordinates all the inquiries that come in and the whole process around people who are applying to do our training with us. And she also is a wonderful teacher for children and young people, and she's very creative and engaging and works with people with learning difficulties and in schools and in the care setting. So she's an amazing person to be able to work with. We have Anna Elliott, who is a social worker by background, and she specialises here working part-time in teaching people within the care setting. So she's working on a programme at the moment with Somerset County Council teaching foster carers, and she's working with the foster carers and staff in private settings as well. And she's also a supervisor of people who are doing the teacher training, and also helps to deliver the teacher training. So she does a whole variety of things, even though she's part-time. And we have the wonderful Charlotte, who is our administrator, and she is the pivot of everything. She answers the phone, sends out emails, but she does so much more than that. She administrates all of the students that come in, right from the first inquiry right the way through to qualification. She also looks after everybody else who's here, so she's amazing. We have a number of associate tutors, one of them being Stephanie, and she teaches a variety of things. So she teaches our online mindfulness-based stress reduction course. So that's live, but doing it via Skype. So people can do the MBSR course from their own home. She's also a trainer of the mindfulness-based stress reduction programme, and she's going to be teaching on retreat with me and the teacher training retreat. And she is also a supervisor, so she supervises people who are on the teacher training pathway for MBSR, and she also works with me in workplace settings and organisations, so in the corporate setting. Anna Taylor, she's a wonderful tutor who is now able to deliver Integrating Mindfulness and Compassion qualification course, and she has been somebody I've worked with over the years, and I value her depth of knowledge and her skills and her range and breadth of understanding. She's such a compassionate teacher, and I really enjoy working with her, and I'm delighted that she's an associate tutor with us. Vera is somebody that I've known for quite a long time, and she works with myself and Steph in the workplace, so in corporate settings. She has a background in banking and is also a yoga teacher, as well as a deeply compassionate and mindful teacher. Debbie is a mindfulness-based stress reduction teacher, and she's also a supervisor, and she teaches the MBSR courses in Somerton. So I'm thrilled to have her on our team as well. Here at Mindfulness UK, we offer two main teacher training pathways. The Integrating Mindfulness and Compassion course, which is a qualification with a counselling and psychotherapy central awarding body, and the mindfulness-based stress reduction teacher training. So the IMC, Integrating Mindfulness and Compassion, was written and developed by me, and that came out of many years of me working one-to-one with patients and knowing the difference that mindfulness and compassion can make to them very differently to any other therapeutic approach. And I then went on to look for a course for me to train in and found that there wasn't one. So I decided that it was important for me to write it. And so I developed this course about 8 years ago now, and we have hundreds of people who have graduated in every sector, and it's an absolute delight to be able to teach people these skills to then go on to deliver in the workplace that they know well.
I'm Angie Ward and I'm Head of Teacher Training at Mindfulness UK. So it's very likely that once you've made an inquiry around one of our teacher training pathways, that it'll be me that gives you a call to talk you through this in more detail. And my role is to find out all about you and what you're interested in and who you would like to teach in the future. And then I'll talk you through both the teacher training pathways that we offer so that you can make an informed choice about the right one for you. We are the only organisation that offer this accredited qualification, so it really is unique, a very versatile qualification.
Our second teacher training is the mindfulness-based stress reduction, which is a well-known course that has been taught and researched since the 1970s, and it's a very clear pathway for that teacher training programme. So you have to have done the MBSR course yourself personally and then have a very regular mindfulness practice. The course is 6 days of face-to-face teaching, but there are additional elements to it. So over and above the course, which looks at each week by week and all the elements necessary to be taught and the skills and techniques that are needed to assess, and looking at the neuroscience and all sorts of other elements, there are also other things such as the one-day workshop, process of inquiry, and a 5-day silent retreat, and also teaching 2 supervised courses. So the supervision is done remotely. I don't have to come and watch you teaching in all different parts of the country, but you have 5 sessions of supervision per course, and by the time you've done all of that, you put together a portfolio. So it's a minimum of a year's teacher training pathway, but it could be much longer. And you put together this portfolio with all the reflections of your own personal practice, any CPD that you've done, workshops, retreats, supervision, and so on, and send it to me, and I act as your referee, and then you get a certificate, and I then can say that you can be listed on the British Association of Mindfulness-Based Approaches website. So you become a regulated, registered, listed teacher. So for many years I've been experiencing retreats myself and know how important it is to take time away from the busyness of daily life and to really give myself the time and space to explore and rest actually, and to enjoy something that I find so beneficial. It's like a real boost for my practice and for my health and well-being. So I decided a few years ago to start delivering retreats through Mindfulness UK, and it's at the glorious Sharpham House near Totnes in Devon. And the silence is profoundly important for the retreat, in that the teachers guide the practice, but the silence gives us the opportunity to just settle. So if you imagine a glass jar full of muddy water and we really shake it up, then it takes a little bit of time for that silt, that cloudiness to settle down to the bottom. And I have a real sense that by letting go of the talking and the communicating verbally, that we allow that our minds, our body and our hearts just to settle and create some clarity. There is, however, the opportunity to be able to talk to the teachers if you wish to, and there are scheduled appointments to see the teacher if there's something that you want to discuss. And if you need to communicate, we have a notice board where you can write any requests or questions on as well. So the retreats are a beautiful environment, and the food is absolutely wonderful, and it's a fantastic way of reconnecting with yourself and with nature. I set out the Alumni Group about a year ago now, based on the fact that we've got hundreds of graduates, and I felt that I didn't wish them to go from the connectivity that they experience through the training to going back into their own environments and feeling isolated again and separate in their work. I wanted to facilitate a continuation of that connectivity and that shared experience that they all have. It's £95 per year, and there's the opportunity to put on a map where you are so that you can see where other people who have trained through Mindfulness UK live and maybe connect. There's also a massive amount of resources on the alumni site, all the information that you need to teach all the practices that we deliver in both the teacher training pathways and much more besides. You also get 10% off any teacher training or retreat or CPD, anything else that we do. Free one-day workshops to help you to advertise and to create marketing material, to take photos and all sorts of other things. If there's anything you want and anything you think that we can help you with, then do let us know and we'll try and fulfill your needs.
My name is Chris Chapman. What brought me to Mindfulness and Compassion in the first place is that I've got a background in Japanese martial arts, so I spent some time during my PhD doing research in Japan, doing karate and Japanese archery. More recently I've had some anxiety issues personally, so that brought me more to do some more regular mindfulness practice and meditation, and through that I've also come into contact more with looking at compassion, because I think people are often, they can be self-aware but highly self-critical. I know that it's a relatively unregulated area in terms of mindfulness provision, so getting a qualification was really important, both for myself to deepen my knowledge, but also for my potential prospective clients. Many other organisations and courses don't really explicitly address the issue of compassion in mindfulness, and I think that's something that's lacking. I'm going to combine my previous experience and expertise in martial arts with my personal experience and learning through Mindfulness UK in terms of mindfulness and compassion to offer mindfulness for sport. So what I intend to do is to work with individuals and groups. I work in Sheffield. I'm setting up a business called Mindful Kindfulness, and that will look at training people to improve their sports performance through offering mindfulness courses, but combining that with compassion. So I think the mindfulness will help them in terms of things like sort of focus, concentration, and enjoyment of their sport. And the compassion will help address issues such as performance anxiety and how to self-regulate their emotions when they come to things like competitions.
I'm Sandra from Gloucester, and what originally brought me to Mindfulness UK was a relative of mine had done some training here a while ago, and she recommended I speak to Karen and find out if you guys could offer me the course I was looking for, and you did.
Did you look at many courses?
I looked at a couple, yeah. I did a lot of research online, but it was a bit of a minefield, to be honest. It was quite hard to really work out, you know, what the right choice was, and it just happened that I'd spoken to somebody and she sort of said, oh, speak to Karen. Mindfulness UK. I'm currently a driving instructor, so I would like to use my skills in the field of driver training, but I also shoot weddings and I photograph, second shoot for my husband usually. So I'd like to do some work with mindfulness and photography, just to help people just to sort of get the whole idea of the notion of being in the present moment, because for some people that concept alone is a completely new concept, just being present. So mindfulness photography, driver training, and maybe working with young people, perhaps using photography as a tool to help them. I definitely would recommend it. Yeah, it's been really, really good. All the trainers have been really good. Everyone's been really approachable. It's nicely paced, and obviously the group of people that I've been working with, it's been great. We've got a WhatsApp group, so we've been supporting each other. So it's been really enjoyable.